Okay, so this is rising statement. Okay, and next one is I see here by using of what is the next method here? Rise underscore application underscore error. So when I'm using this statement or method, so what it was happen, you can see. So that the same program I'm taking now, the complete program is same. Okay, the same program here, but I change my little bit operator statement. I'm just changing. Okay, so everything is same, but in place of exception block, I just avoid this and I'm using rise underscore application underscore error. And here two arguments, my number. So you can give user defined exception number minus 20,001 to 20,999. So in between the range, you can give any user defined number, and this is message. Okay. So I'm passing some number and message, but it was handling or not, you can check. So when I come back and see here, okay, so I execute now. So now we can see 10 by 5. Okay, you got your output. But if I send 10 by 0, see exception handle or not handle, you can see what's happened. Exception handling no. The exception is not handling, but it was giving some message. Okay, and can you see this is user defined number? Yes or no? Minus 20478. So my own number I was given here. My own message, second number not be 0. But still, it is not handled. My exception is occurred at line number 17, and you can see here. So exceptions are not handled. Okay, if it is not handled, why should we want to use? Okay, that you can go for in triggers concept, you can understand that how it was important. Okay, now right down below. హర్ష అది తప్పిస్తావా వేసేసుకుంటా ఇప్పుడు కావాలి కదా పంపించారు క్లాస్లోకి ఏం కాదు Okay, right. So these are what now rise application error. But now generally, if you see your exceptions, generally exceptions are occurred at a execution time. Yes or no? It's a runtime errors now. Hmm. So here observe, whatever the exception is occurred in the execution block, those exceptions are handling by using of a exception block. Okay, and generally, normally, your exceptions are occurred under execution block. Okay, and these exceptions, by using of exception block, we are handled as of now. But sometimes your exception is occurred in declaration block. For example, okay, my exception is not under execution block. My exception is under declaration block. So declaration block exceptions, how I can handle, and declaration block exceptions are handling your exception block or not, that I want to check out. First of all, one small program I'm writing now, and carefully observe, don't write. Declare some x varchar 2 of some size 3, and here I'm sending the name is ward. After that, I just begin. So that x value I need to print on my screen. So here I want to say x. After that, here I'm using exception block also. Here my exception is value underscore error. This is one of the predefined exception. This is also this exception when I want to use means when your string expression, okay, the length of string is more than to your variable data type size. Your variable data type size, how much here? 3, but I'm assigning how many characters of name? Is it possible? No. So when your data type size is very small compared to your string expression, there we can use what now? Value underscore error. Okay. Then dbms underscore output dot put underscore line of, and what I want to say, invalid string. Invalid string. Okay, na? So this string is a invalid. So that I was given. And after that, end to executing. See carefully. Suppose we all of you know my problem is where it is a declaration block. The problem is declaration block. So it was very clear. Okay. So that means exception is occurred in declaration block. Okay, now. So suppose these declaration block exceptions are, if your exception block is handled, then which message will be displayed? Invalid string will be displayed. Okay, let me see what happened. Tell me, your exception is handled or not handled? Not handled. So it was showing still error. What is error? PLS numeric or value error. Character string buffer too small. Okay, now. So your character data type varchar 2 buffer memory small compared to string expression. So that means this exception block is any use here? Any useful? No. So that means what you understand, whatever the exception will occur in my declaration block, those exceptions are directly, your exception blocks are not handled. It's directly impossible. So directly your exception blocks are handling which was occurred under execution block. Got it now? Under execution block means this is under execution block. If any exception is occurred, that can be handled by exception block directly. That is a nature. That's a default. But suppose my exception is not in execution block, my exception is in a declaration block. At this moment, your exception block is not handled. Then how I can overcome this exception? And see my exception at which line? Line number 2. Line number 2 means here na? Okay, so this is one of the important question for your interview. How to handle exceptions which was raised in declaration block. Okay, na? How we can? Means, yes, there are some mechanism is there here that is called as a exception propagation. Take siding. Exception propagation. So now write down. Generally, exception block can handle exceptions which was raised in execution block, but not handle exceptions, okay, which was raised in, okay, which block? Declaration block. Okay, and this practically take this example also, whether it is handle or not. Okay, right. And below, write down to handle exceptions. So which was raised in declaration block, then we implement implement a mechanism. A mechanism is called as exception propagation. Exception propagation. Okay, na? So whereas exception, okay, propagation can be implemented by using nested PLSQL block. Nested PLSQL block. Okay, right. In nested PLSQL block, in nested PLSQL, nested means a block inside another block. So in nested PLSQL block, outer block exceptions, outer block exception block can handle exceptions, can handle exceptions. So which was raised in declaration block, which was raised in declaration block. Okay, now we can see how I can. Okay, so write your nested PLSQLs. So now I'm using here begin. Under begin, I'm writing declare. Okay, and here X is my varchar 2 of some size 3. And the same I'm going to assign here what now? Word. And after we enter begin statement, okay, in this, so dbms underscore output output dot put underscore line of what X. After that, I'm writing exception block. And when my exception is value underscore error, then okay, I need to print some statement dbms underscore output dot put underscore line of. So what I said, invalid string. So this is end. This is internal begin and internal exception block. This is outer begin block. Okay. After that, I'm going to writing one more exception block I'm writing. So when value underscore error, then here what I want to say, dbms underscore output dot put underscore line of. So here what I say here, string length is more than the size of data type. Okay, the size of data type. So some user-friendly message you can write. And finally, end this. So carefully observe. This is called a nested block. That means internal begin and internal exception, whatever it was there, internal begin to internal exception. This is called as inner block. This is called as a IB, inner block. And whatever the outside is there here, whatever this outside is there, okay, so this is called as what now? Outer block. Outer block. So, and here, the exception which was occurred in declaration, every declaration exceptions can handle only outer blocks, not a inner block. So when it was handled by outer block in your nested PLSQL block, okay, then this mechanism is called as a exception propagation. Okay, na? So exception propagation can be implemented with the help of nested PLSQL blocks. This is nested. A block within the block is called as a nested. And in the nested PLSQL block, outer block exception block is handled. Inner block exception block not handled. Okay. And this mechanism is, that means whatever the exception is occurred here, this exception is sending to outer block exception. It is not sending to inner block exception. Understand na? So whatever the exception is occurred in declaration, the declaration exception blocks are sending to outer block exception, not a inner block. So whenever the exception is sending to outer block exception, this mechanism is called as a exception propagation, we called. Okay, no? So what is exception propagation means? To handling your exceptions which was occurred in declaration, and that will be handled by who? Outer block exceptions in PLSQL block. Okay, not inner blocks. Okay, now we can see. So now I'm going to execute now. In this, if this statement is printed, then inner block. If this statement is printed, then outer block. So now we can see which one is printed here. Some spelling wrong. End. Semicolon miss. Okay, so now tell me, outer block exception is handling a inner block exception is handling outer block. So outer block, what I written? String length is more than the size of data type. Okay, so that is outer block exception, not inner blocks. Okay, na? So inner blocks are never handle exceptions which was occurred under declaration block. Now below write down. Okay, right. So these are what now exceptions in our PLSQL. So we need to handle exceptions whenever it was occurred in your PLSQL programs. Okay, now right. So now I want to share this notes. Okay, right. And here observed up to now, whatever the programs we written from the introduction to cursor and exceptions. Is these programs are, can you save in your database? No. So we didn't save these programs. These programs are having any name of your program? No, there is a no names for this program. So no name, no saving, no reusable. Okay, every time compilation of these programs. Okay, these all are comes under which type of blocks? Anonymous blocks. Okay, the two blocks we said now, anonymous and subblocks. So these are all our anonymous block examples, whatever we discussed. That's why every program you can see, the program is not having any name. There is no name. And also, your program code, whatever you written, cursor programs, exception programs, any program, you can see the program cannot be save it. And it's not possible also. So we can't save. Okay, when you can't save means we cannot reusable. Because reusable, when it is possible, when you want to save my code somewhere, then only reusability possible. But here saving is not there. And this program, suppose if I want to write one more time, then again user is going to rewrite my program. Okay, when you rewrite your program means again the program should go compilation again. Okay, now so that means how many times this program are you executed? For every time the program first it will go to compile and later come to execution. So compilation time is increase here. That means time consume a process because every time we are doing compilation of the program. And these are what now? Anonymous. And these kind of programs are just for testing levels. So just I'm testing my code. The code is right or wrong. If it is right, then I will move into subblocks. Okay, na? So for this, whatever we discuss as of now. And now we will see, okay, about subblocks now. Now text adding subblocks. So we said already, okay, we know already subblocks. These are what now? Subblocks is it is a named block. First point, remember, it is a named block. And in this subblock, whatever we written, query, code, whatever it was, it will be saved. Okay. So subblock can save. So subblock code can save in database automatically. Here, I don't want to do anything. Automatically, your subblock code will be changes. Okay. So subblock code can save in database automatically. Okay. And what is the advantage? We said subblocks. What is this? Reusable. Okay. Reuse. Okay. Reuse of code. These are the main points of your subblocks. And in these subblocks, they have a total 4 types of objects are there. Okay. So in subblocks, how many types? 4 types. Subblock objects are 4 types. Okay. In this first one, we called as guys here stored procedure. Okay, is a one thing. Second one we called as stored function. Third one we called as here package. And fourth one we called as here trigger. Okay, right. So now let me see one by one object, how to use and how it was working. Okay. The first one we will discuss here, stored procedure. So stored procedures, okay, are called as, it is a pre-compiled block we called. Okay, what we called? It is a pre-compiled. So pre-compiled block. What is the mean by pre-compilation? Pre-compile means already compiled. So already compiled. So already compiled code is saved under stored procedures. For example, suppose are you writing one query? Select star from EMP. Whenever I'm writing query and the query will execute, what generally it was happened here, every query request will go to your database server. That's called a Oracle server, whatever it is. Your database server, what it will do, every query before execution, first it will go to compile. First it will go to compile. Once compilation successfully done, then that will be sending to execution level. Then execution is successfully done. It was showing some result. This is generally when we want to sending our queries. Okay, now, right. But here what it was happening, you can see the same query, first attempt I'm sending to my server. Server also what it will do, this is the first time user sending this query request to me. That means I should go compile because it is a first time. So compilation errors are there or not there, check. If it is not there, I'm sending to execution level. In execution level also successfully executed, then output will come. This is the first attempt. Okay, output is got it. Again, the programmer, what he will do, same query. I'm not changing anything here. Same query, again, I'm sending to database server. That means this is second time. Second time also, same query, whatever you written, same query request sending to database. Again, database, what it will do? Again, it will be compiled, sending execution, giving output. This is second time. Suppose same query without any modifications. Again, I am sending. Again, this query will go to database server. Now, how many times? It's a third time. Third time also, same query. Understand now? Again, what it will do? Compilation, execution, sending output. So here one point carefully observe. So whenever we are sending a query request to my server, the how many times I'm sending same query request, that many times your server will go to compilation, compilation, compilation. But just think about it. In the first time only, my query compilation success. Yes or no? First time success, no? First time only my query successfully compiled. Is it necessary? Again, I want to compile my same query. Is it necessary? No. Why should? Because already compilation is done. Again, you are sending same query. If you do any modifications, then we require a compilation. Suppose, okay, suppose first time my query sending like this, then compilation execution is needed because it is the first time. If second time in this query, some modifications I'm doing now. Okay, now some modifications I do it. After doing some modification, again I'm sending. Again, what we required? Again, compilation is required. Because of reason, query will change. So when you query changed, compilation is needed because it is a new query again. But already existing query, already compiled query, why should I be sending number of times compilation part? Is it time consuming or not? Yes or no? Yes. So why should I want to go? Already compiled queries. Why should I want to go again compilation, again compilation, again compilation? What is the need? What is the necessity? So there is no need here. And your database burden is increased. Performance will be degraded. So this is the problem of query. That's what the people, what they will do. This query, they are storing under where? Procedure P1 block as begin, and suppose I was end. So now what I'm doing here, the query which I'm going to write, that query I return under procedure block. Under procedure block, I return. After writing your query under procedure block, under sub block, then what it was happen? First attempt, this program is going to be executed. But this is the first time now. So what your database server will do? Database server, it's the first time now. So that's why compilation will do. Compilation successfully done, and it will be going to where it is execution and giving some result. So whenever your compilation successfully done, what a database will do, on which name this block is created. What is this block name? P1. This P1 is going to be saved under database memory on the name of P1. Once compilation, what I'm saying here, once compilation successfully done, then immediately this entire the programming code will save into database. So your P1 is nothing but which query? P1 is nothing but select star from EMP where EID is equals to 101. That is called a P1. So P1 is nothing but that query. That will already saved. Okay, finally saved. After saving, okay, again the same query request, same procedure. Second time I'm sending to my database server. Database server, what it will do now? Again, it will be go compilation or direct execution. Compilation will not do. Why, sir, compilation will not go? Because already compiled and the compilation code already there. That's why your database server directly the procedure sending to execution part. Directly sending to execution. So that means unnecessary compilations we are avoided. So whenever unnecessary compilations we avoid, automatically database performance will be improved. This is the concept of procedures. Why the real-time people are using. Okay, na? And next one is what now? Suppose this query, the same query, whatever I written, this query, if I want to reusable in my Java application, reusable in my .NET application, can I write this query? Can I call P1? Can I call P1? Suppose are you writing one Java application? Are you developing? In this Java, you need to write a select a star from EMP where EID is equals to 101. This query is required in your Java application. But what the people will do, query will not return. Instead of query, what they will be call? Procedures are calling. So this is called what? Reusability. And this P1 is not only one Java, even though .NET you can call P1. In .NET application also, I can call it. So this kind of reusability also there. Okay, that is the advantage of what now? Procedures. That's why procedure is called as what now? It is a pre-compiled block. So whatever you written, either query na, code na, whatever it is written in the pre-LSQL procedure block, then that will be pre-compiled. So execute compilation after it will be saving. So in that cases, next time, if the same query, same code, whenever user is recall or calling at the time, your query, your code directly executed instead of compilation. So your compilation time will be avoided, reduces. Okay. That is the main point of procedures if anybody asks you. Okay, now, right. And now this procedure, what it was there, it is a block of code or block of pre-compiled code. It is a block of pre-compiled code to perform some operation, and it may be or may not be may not be return a value. So procedures are what we said, it's a block of pre-compiled code. That's okay. And that code will perform some operation. But after operation is successfully done, what procedure nature may be, may not be. So sometimes it returns value. Sometimes it not return a value. That's why we can't give a statement on procedure. So don't give a statement on procedure. So if anybody asks you, procedures can return a value, then you say maybe, may not be. Then when it was written, sir, means that so when we use out parameters, in stored procedure block, then procedures are return a value. procedure, return a value, otherwise no return value. Otherwise, no return value. So when your procedure returning value, when we use out parameters in procedures block, then procedures are returning. Otherwise, no returns. Okay, right. And come back here to see what is the general syntax of your procedure. So my general syntax, create or replace procedure name, and R replace is optional. Okay, na? Right. Next one we are parameter name, and here I want to give mode type, and after that data type. Mode type, and after that data type, comma, and so on, close. Like any number of parameters you can pass. Later you want to use the keywords is or as. After that, if you want to declare any variables, so declare your variables. After declaration of variables, begin. And here I want to write here procedure body or statements. Okay, statements, and end close. Okay. After this procedure object is created and you are writing your complete code. Okay, whatever the logics you can write in the body, statements, queries. If you want to write a queries also, we can write the both code and queries we can write under procedure body. And after that, how to call. So how to call a stored procedure. How to call a stored procedure. So yeah, two types of syntaxes we are using. The syntax number one, we are using what now? Execute or else exec. After that, procedure name of sending your values. This is one syntax. And the syntax number two, this is called as a anonymous block through. Anonymous block through also you can clock. How to call through anonymous block. Okay, so begin, and here I want to give my procedure name of sending values, and after that end close. So these are the two ways we can call your procedure object, but in this two, first syntax is very popular, and in real time also they are using first one only. Okay, na execute command through they are using, or they are going to be calling your procedures. And anonymous block is a not that much famous syntax, but execute is a more popular command or syntax. Okay, now? Right. And can you see here, whenever you're calling procedure, here which command I'm using? Execute. That means what you understand? Procedures are directly executed, again compilation. Direct executed. So once I written some code under procedure, that was pre-compiled. After pre-compiled, and that procedure you can call any number of times in any type of application. We are directly calling by using of executor. That means procedures are directly executed. It's not going to again compilation. Understand na? Procedures again never go to compilations. Okay, right. And next one, here observe. In my syntax, I was given here some mode type, but I was kept into optional bracket. Okay, what is this mode type and how many types of parameter modes? Now write down. Take side types of parameters modes. So basically, okay, there are three types of parameter modes. One is called a in mode. Second, we called as out mode. Third one is called as in out mode. So these are the three types of parameter modes which was supported by PLSQL procedures. Okay, then see what is in, what is out, what is in out. So your first one, when come back to in. So in parameter mode, it is a default mode we called. It is a default parameter mode. Okay, and these parameters, okay, these parameters are storing, parameters are storing input values. And tell me, generally input values are giving by who will give it input values? User or system? User. Okay, storing input values, okay, which was given by given by user. Okay, now that is in type. What about out? Out is nothing but this parameter we are using to return purpose, to return output value. Now tell me, output value, return value, you will give it? User or system? System will give it. And here you can see to write. So whenever a stored procedure, value, then we must use out parameters. So whenever stored procedures want to return a value, compulsory out should be there. Otherwise, it is no return value. For example, if I have a confusion, let you see one small example I will tell you. Suppose I'm passing int x comma y comma z. Okay, na? Three variables I declared. I'm saying enter two values. Enter two values. Okay. Then after I will give z is equals to x plus y I'm giving now. And after I'm writing return z. Understand na? In your C, Java, whatever it is. Now here, how many variables I declared? Three. Now in these three variables, as per this program, tell me which variables are in and which one is outer. X comma Y. X comma Y, which type? In type. Why? Because storing values. So if you suppose user is entered 10 comma 20 at your runtime level, whatever user input the values at execution level or runtime level, these values will be saved into X, 20 will be saved into Y. So that means X comma Y, which type? In type, storing input values which was given by user. And so your 10 plus 20 operation is did. The result where I'm storing Z. Z is which type? Return type. Return type means Z value how much return? 30. Output will be return. So X comma Y in parameters. Z is a out parameter. Understand now? Same as here. Here also same as this both. Now next one. Third one. Third one is what now? In and out. So a single variable. Okay. A parameter, a single parameter. A single parameter, a parameter. It can or which can store and return a value. Which can store and return a value. So both a parameter, okay, it will be accepting storing values which was given by user, and same parameter will returning also. Storing and returning both are one parameter. Okay, this is called a in-out. So a single parameter which can store and which can return. The type of nature is called as a in-out. Clear? So these are the theory definition of your procedure, syntax, calling, and some types of parameters. Okay, no? And so on this, each and every parameter, we will see some examples how it is working. Okay, and those examples tomorrow I will show you, and tomorrow we will see some practicals on this stored procedures. Okay, no? Right, yes. So thank you so much. Online people have any queries, send it. No queries, log out. Okay, we say actually Snowflow. Here some institutions are there in Amirpet. So if it is possible, you can come directly into Amirpet offline. Is it possible to you, Vijay? Is it possible to come Hyderabad? Yeah. So before coming to Hyderabad, I will confirm. Okay, I'm checking some institutions. Okay, give me some time, 1 or 2 days. Okay, I will send you. This weekend, I will give some information. Okay, this Saturday weekend, I will give to you. Okay, right. Online students have any queries, send. Otherwise, log out.
చేయడానికి చేపించుకున్నారు.
చాలా బెస్ట్ అది నిజం చెప్తున్నాను.
లాంగ్